Welcome to another marketing channel that nobody asked for, run by a guy you've probably never heard of yet. Let's see if we can change that. My name's Ryan Mead and I've been in the marketing space now for quite some time. I predominantly work with property investment niche, buyers agents, new home sales consultants and such. However, everything in these series of videos is going to relate to lots of small to medium businesses all the way up to some enterprise. Let's get into it. Now, most property investment specialists think they have an ad problem. They'll tell me, Ryan, we've tried ads, they don't work. The marketing agency we used is terrible. They're not getting us results, etc. But the truth is, ads are not the problem here. The truth of why you are not successful with ads is because no one knows you yet, which means no one trusts you. Now, if your audience doesn't know you yet, doesn't like you yet, and definitely doesn't trust you, then the best ad in the world is just going to be background noise. I want to paint a little picture for you here, right? You've got someone in the property space. They've pumped, say, $3,000 into ads. Their targeting looks fine. The ad copy isn't terrible. And they're even getting clicks on the ad. But then it's literal crickets. Nothing is happening, no leads are converting, which means no calls, no deals, no return on investment. And then they walk away saying, the ads don't work, the agency's terrible, they've promised me the world, and it's basically just another scam. But here's the thing, I've been there too with my own clients, and it's hard to admit, but we have. I've had campaigns completely flop and bomb. And every single time when we dig into it, really dig into it, the ones that have failed all have this one thing in common: no authority and trust. They basically have no content that they're posting regularly. They have no proof. There's no nurture sequencing, nothing for the lead to hang on to once they've clicked through. It's basically like inviting someone to a party and when they arrive, the room is completely empty. There's no one there. It's not fun and there's no one to engage with them. This is why building authority before you run ads is really, really important. So here's the thing. Ads are going to amplify everything you already have. So if you have authority, proof and presence, ads are going to basically help you shine brighter. But if you've got nothing, well, your ads basically are going to amplify nothing. But think of it like this. You have two agents. Let's call them buyer's agents, for example. Agent A is running ads, but no one's seen them before. They've got no long form content, they've got no testimonials up or regular testimonials up, and they've got no proof that they can do what they say they're going to do. And then you have agent B, he's running the exact same campaign, the same ad spend and the same ads, but the audience has already seen them explaining the market on YouTube, sharing insights on Instagram, and posting testimonials from clients. And this is not rocket science now, and you're all going to come up with the same answer. Who do you think is going to be trusted more? Well, it's clearly agent B. And this isn't just like, a theory. It's literally what makes ads cheaper. For example, when someone recognizes your face and your brand, your click-through rate is going to go up, which means your cost per lead is going to go down, and your calls are going to convert at a higher rate. Because at this point, you're not just another name on their feed, you're going to be the authority that they can trust. We've taken on clients that we thought we could help, where we're running the exact campaigns that have yielded amazing results for other clients. They come on board. We don't do our own due diligence to see actually how, successful they are in terms of building out content and showing social proof. Yes, they can tell us that they have results and show us a few testimonials, but when we run these campaigns, they essentially flop and fail. The leads are expensive, the amount of volume of the leads is very low, and the conversion rate is, to be honest, shocking. One of our other clients, Catherine, she was doing everything right. She was creating that long form content which was clipped up and pushed into social media, and everything was then filtered through into her long-term nurture emails for her clients, and the results just spoke for themselves. Like, her cost per lead was low, her ad spend was low, but her conversion rate was high. So this is why we built out the authority first marketing system. It essentially has 5 pillars. And you've got to remember here, it's not just about ads, it's about getting essentially ad ready. I'm going to list you the 5 pillars below that you're going to need in place before you start spending big. First of all, authority first content, which essentially is long form content on YouTube. If you can and you want to and you have the capacity to, also do a podcast. And then from this podcast or from the YouTube, you want to cut that into short clips, and then that's going to become your base layer of trust. You're then going to want a really good, strong lead magnet strategy, which isn't just some fancy PDF. It's essentially a scorecard, something tangible that they can actually use in that moment, that they can get result from. But it also becomes basically a sales pitch to what you're offering. You need really, really good top of funnel trust ads. Ads basically designed to educate and warm people up, not sell cold. That all comes from your long form content. Then you're going to want a really, really good custom CRM with instant follow-up. Now you'll hear a lot about AI and how AI can do all the instant follow-up for you, but it can be done really, really simply in a good CRM with instant follow-up within minutes of that lead clicking in, whether that be an email and an SMS. It needs to happen so that lead knows that you're thinking about them and that you're going to be in touch. And then you're going to need a long-term nurture sequence, which I think people really do sleep on. Email and SMS campaigns that are going to drip feed proof to these potential clients over the coming weeks, because we know most people in this space, they're not going to buy on week one, that it could take 3 to 6 months to be able to convert them. So when you have these 5 pillars working together, everything just flows. Without them, you're basically throwing money at the wall with no plan in place. So how does authority content feed ad performance? Here's where it can get exciting. Once you're consistent with the authority content, and I'm not talking 1 post a week, I'm talking consistent, and I'll get onto that in this video and another. Your ads aren't just ads anymore. Your YouTube videos, your podcast, like I mentioned, those are going to become your trust ads. Instead of running some random stock image with book a call slapped on it, you're literally running an ad with you talking about, the market. You're educating, your skill showing ads are going to come from your long form content, and you're proving and you're showing authority to your audience. So by the time you actually put a direct call to action ad in front of these people, they're already warmed up. They're not, saying, who is this person? They're going to say, that's that marketing guy, Ryan. He clearly knows his stuff. He's all over my feed. And that's the difference between ads that get ignored and the ads that are going to convert. Now, I want to talk to you about a perfect textbook client that is doing all of the above. Catherine from Buildbright films her long form content where she's building authority. Now the strategy is weekly YouTube videos and podcasts. It gets clipped, and repurposed daily across all her socials, and pairing that with a really strong lead magnet at times, and obviously really, really good call to action ads and a really solid nurturing system. What's happened? She's went from starting out and struggling to convert to being basically the go-to authority in her niche. Her top of funnel ads started working perfectly, even bringing in clients. Her bottom of funnel ads scaled profitably, and her leads essentially got cheaper. When she came to us, she was spending up to $5,000 a month on ad spend. We only now, through 2 campaigns and 2 offers, are only spending $1,000 a month on each. However, we're bringing in more leads that are qualified, and she's making more sales. And more importantly, she's built a personal brand that people trust. Now, people don't just click her ads, they follow her, they binge her content, and then they book calls. That is the power of authority first marketing. So look, here's what I want you to do. Don't waste another dollar thinking ads alone will fix your problems, because they're not going to. I want you to download our 100K authority scorecard, find out where your gaps are, and start building the foundation to scale profitably. Or if you're super serious, book in a free authority audit call with me. I'll show you exactly how you can build that authority so that when you do spend on ads, you actually will see a return. Anyway, that's it for my first video and today's update and advice. Like and subscribe if you didn't hate it.